Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shite podcast show. Mark and Ken.
What's the story?
On episode 195. I nearly forgot what episode we are.
We can go back to episode 100 if you want.
Yeah, do you know what? It isn't like it's the last thing we do before we go on air is confirm the number of the podcast. It's literally what we do before we hit record. Is what number episode is it? Oh, it's 195. All right, okay, cool. We'll go with that then. And then, and it isn't even like,
and then panic about it.
Yeah, and then question it, or else forget about it altogether. And like, isn't like it's that was once off. This constantly happens. I don't know about.
Have you ever had to like fix it?
I don't know.
Have
Probably
you ever gotten it like wrong.
Oh yeah, I think I've gotten it wrong. And then I'm thinking like I've posted it as a previous episode, as a previous numbered episode. That I've also like not put the episode number on it. Like pretty much every mistake you can make as a podcast. When you get to 195, you've made all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, probably the more than likely, probably multiple times I've made every mistake. Do you know? No, I know is when someone goes, "Oh, what do you talk about in your podcast?" And this might happen like seconds after your podcast, so you don't know.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Like, I can't remember.
You're like, stuff and
things and shite.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll literally go from recording the podcast like out somewhere, be up with my friends, and they're like, "All right, how did your podcast go?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, pretty good." "Oh, what did you talk about?" "I don't know." Who the fuck would I know?
Listen and find out, fuckers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they probably think I'm doing. I'm probably like being real like secretive, so they go, "Oh, I will listen." But it's really not. I can't fucking remember. The only reason I remember the stories is I have them written down right in front of me.
Yeah, it puts you on the spot though. Like it happens in work as well. People be like, "Oh, what's the podcast about this week?"
Yeah, it's weird.
Man who done a thing.
Probably something about idiots, and if there's some form of genital story, I wouldn't be too surprised with that either.
Somebody shoved something up his dick hole.
Yeah, exactly. Just probably something about something inappropriate. So what we have actually today, before we forget, I should let our listeners know, we're talking about gyms are starting to reopen like on Monday over in Ireland. UK, they opened up I think last week or the week before last. So like people are getting back to the gym. People are going to be probably hiring PTs in order to not injure themselves or maybe lose a few pounds and get like a professional advice. And this woman made, I think, a very innocent mistake, but now feels like she might have to change PT after doing this. So it's going to be a really interesting story we're going to be talking about. Then we have a nightclub has an interesting idea, and I kind of feel like this is kind of like stupid, but Ken goes, it's about they're going to give people GoPros.
Yeah.
In the nightclub, and somehow they're going to hope that people aren't going to steal said GoPros. So, like, we're going to be talking about that. If this is a good idea, is it maybe an evasion of privacy? People are constantly videoing, and why do you feel like people need GoPros when they're in a nightclub? We'll also be talking about a woman who gave birth to 10 babies.
God love her.
Yeah, God love her. And the last one probably just dived out, like did a little tumble. Didn't have to push at all. He's seen everybody doing it so much, he was ready. He's like, I can do this. I've seen it 9 times by now.
I'm prepared.
I'm ready. Drumbo! Yeah. But yeah, like seriously incredible that like how the weight that she would have to support. I'm guaranteed she was probably being pushed around the last few months in a wheelbarrow or a wheelchair, but something anyway. She ain't walking.
Wheelbarrow.
That's imagine you push people who can't walk around in
a wheelbarrow.
A wheelbarrow.
Maybe in the like fucking 1500s.
Or around Finglas.
Yeah, around fingers.
Still. And then our idiots of the week is okay, this mightn't be an idiot of the week, but right now it sits on idiots of the week. It's a conspiracy theory around freckles or birthmarks. So not freckles, birthmarks. So this has appeared on TikTok, and Ken, we were talking about it. You're kind of like, yeah, I kind of I don't know, I kind of was into that as a kid.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about it. It mightn't be an idiot of the week by the end of it.
It more than likely is, though.
Yeah, exactly. And then the most unluckiest drunk alive has a very unfortunate story, but had a happy end to it involving an Airbnb. And
had a happy ending.
Had a happy ending. And we'll also be talking about kids cheating on tests and a teacher coming up with a very interesting way of catching said kids out on test.
Yeah. Wonder what you call it, entrapment.
Actually, yeah, now that we think about it, it probably would be grounds of entrapment, alright. I would
Yeah.
We'll get into the details of the story, whether it was an estate exam, what happened to the kids, stuff like that. But the kid probably, if there was any formal prosecutions against them, could be like, hey, that's clear entrapment. I'm suing you.
That'd actually be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
Sue the fucking teacher.
Sue the teacher. Give me an A. I'll sue you for €1 million or an A.
Yeah, you prick.
Yeah, but we'll move on and we'll kick off the show with our PT story. Did you go back to the gym? Are you just waiting until jiu-jitsu gyms open up? You're not going to a commercial?
I go back to the gym. No, I'm waiting for jiu-jitsu.
You wait for jiu-jitsu. All right. I went back on Monday and I haven't stopped complaining about it since. I'm in awful pain.
I don't go to normal gyms because I lack the motivation.
Yeah, I actually seen people from our current gym there. I was chatting away to a few of the lads that we actually train with. So it was kind of like being back. Instead of actually doing jiu-jitsu, we just went our separate ways and did weights.
Yeah, I really, really lack the fucking focus to just go and not have somebody screaming at me.
Well, see, that's the thing. People probably struggle when it comes to commercial gyms. Is what do I do once I get there? There's all these weird weights. Everyone seems to know what they're doing, and what do I start with? And all these other questions. So it's no wonder that when gyms do reopen, and if you were to go to a gym, you might want to get yourself a PT. And this is what this woman did.
Yeah.
Her name is Gemma Hills. She is a radio presenter for Heart West Midlands radio station. And she posted a video on TikTok about how mortified she was after her blunder with her I don't know if she previously had this PT or if it was a new relationship with the PT. It was this something that she did off the back of a lockdown, decided to get herself a PT. And I can kind of see how she made this mistake, because I follow a few PTs online and I've seen photos that they've posted like this. So I kind of can see, if you're new to a PT, why you thought this might be appropriate to do, and why you mightn't think second of it. So like I said, she got herself a PT, and he messaged her saying, would she mind taking a photo of herself in her underwear as a kind of starting point as to track her progress. So she did that, and he said basically, don't suck it in your belly. Stand at a natural angle so you give a true reflection of your starting point, and at least then you can match your starting point throughout the weeks. So that's what she did. Took a photo and sent it to him and thought nothing of it. A few minutes later, gets a text back off her PT saying basically, I meant to take your photo of your underwear for yourself, not for me. I was with my girl at the time and she was like, who was that chick? So he was like, I don't know, sitting on the couch with his girlfriend watching Netflix or whatever, relaxing after a hard day of work, and gets a message on her phone. His girlfriend looks over, seeing some girl in her underwear, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, but I kind of feel like he's kind of in the profession where it's almost understandable why women are sending photos of themselves in their underwear.
Yeah, like I could understand it.
Yeah, like,
but at the same time, I don't think I would have taken that as meaning send me the photo.
oh, if someone said take it as a starting point, I probably would have. I'd probably be like, okay, cool, and I would have probably sent. I would have been like Gemma. I would have definitely sent him a photo of myself in my underwear. Like, who's he? I think that would be more kind of like
that'd probably be worse.
Yeah, the girlfriend.
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is this guy sending you photos of them in their underwear?
Who's Mark?
Yeah, exactly. Who's 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, but yeah, like I said, like you'd almost get away with it because of the profession, and he kind of explained, like, obviously that was meant for your own personal use of the phone in your underwear. It would be very unprofessional of me to ask my clients to take photos of themselves in their underwear and send them to them.
Hilarious, though.
Yeah, very, very, very hilarious. But like, if you follow any PTs online, you've seen them put photos of other people's before and after photos, obviously with the person's permission. Just not saying that they're going to put up a picture of one of their clients in their underwear without asking. But you've seen before and after photos.
You hope not. Anyway.
Well, you hope not. I imagine that's a good way to lose a client. And yeah, well, and like, especially, I guess another thing was, if it was a before photo, you imagine that it wasn't the most flattering of photos that she sent to him either. It wouldn't be like, oh, this girl looks like she's really in great shape, or this is like, look at my body. It's more like, okay, here's what I look like, kind of thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the best photo.
It would have been like very dim lighting. She's like shoulders down, and like, then like as she gets thinner, you just like see the lighting improve, the angles, and they wear newer like sports clothes that holds up their bodies. Because you ever see those? Well, it happens with men and women, but they put photos of before and after photos, and the only thing that changed is the lighting. It's just like they have no light, the angle, and there's like downward lighting. So like, in order to get that kind of like muscle form, you want the best kind of lighting is downward lighting, because it kind of brings out the muscles better than if you have a flat lighting coming in straight at you. So like in the before photos, it's always like a flat lighting. There's like a natural light coming in from like straight in front of them, and then there's like targeted downward lighting coming in to kind of like illuminate more of their muscles.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird that like you see some people that take them photos, and literally that is all that changes, is like the lighting or the angle.
And they're wearing slightly nicer clothes or underwear or whatever they're wearing.
Yeah, like, why not try and take a photo that's vaguely similar to the one you took to start with?
Yeah, and another thing, some people can't even see the progress. You're like, oh yeah, I see it. 9 weeks, well done.
Yeah, like, I don't understand that either.
Exactly. Wait till there's like really a lot of progress.
Like, I know, like, the person who it is probably like seeing
massive difference. Yeah, they're probably seeing.
They might even be seeing massive difference in the photos. They're probably seeing massive difference in like when they weigh themselves, maybe.
Yeah. We should stop judging people.
Maybe. Yeah, well, we're not judging people. We're just saying that like sometimes your fucking transformation isn't as dramatic as you think it is.
Yeah, exactly. And like then other times it's masqueraded as, oh, I've learned how to pose.
Oh, and here's another one that pisses me off.
Wow.
now we're going.
Oh, now we're going.
Here's one that annoys me, because a celebrity recently done this, and this annoys me. And I'm not going to name who she was because you'd be fucking killed for it. But a celebrity lost a load of weight, and admitted that it was through a stomach. What do they call them? Where they make your stomach smaller?
Lipo?
No, lipo is just where they like suck it away. You know, they actually make your physical stomach. Is a stomach
Oh,
stapler?
band. Yeah, it's like a band.
Yeah, band.
Yeah.
Right, so she admitted that it was through a band that she lost all the weight, and then she posted progress photos, and she's like, "So proud of all my hard work." There's no hard work involved in that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Some people put like this, like it's like a plastic bag, and it makes you feel like you're fuller for longer. So you forget you have to eat, so you get smaller.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh look, I've lost all this weight by not eating.
Like, I'm all for people being proud of the fact they lost weight or whatever, but like, don't fucking cheat it.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh look, how proud I am, all the hard work I did.
But it's not healthy to just not eat and lose weight. Like whatever about like losing a few pounds, but do it through like, I don't know, restricting your calories and stuff like that. Because you know those smoothies, people go like, oh, buy the smoothie. I've lost 4 pounds by just having this smoothie diet, and literally all it is like have 2 smoothies a day. And it's like, yeah, if you don't eat throughout the day, you're going to lose weight. You don't even have to have these smoothies. These smoothies are just shite. I think there's like an Irish golfer that's prompting like this like smoothie, and it's like he's putting it towards like why he's such a good golfer and why he wins at like 50 an Open. And he's like, yeah, this has helped my longevity through my career, and I've lost a lot of weight by having gone on this smoothie cleanse. And you're just like, who the fuck are like, your body doesn't need to cleanse, 1, and 2, of course you're going to lose fucking weight if you just drink smoothies all day.
Yeah, and it's nothing got to do with the fact that, you know, his golfing ability is nothing to do with the fact that he doesn't have a real job. He just sits around playing golf all day.
I don't know, you can be quite old playing golf. Like, it's not something that's as strenuous on the body that like you have to retire at 32 or whatever. It's not like you're getting hit in the head, or you have to sprint down a field. Some 21-year-old lad on juice is waiting down for you to run the opposite way to take your legs out from underneath you.
Some big Brock Lesnar looking motherfucker.
You get driven to like your starting point in a golf cart, and then some guy holds your golf sticks while you place a ball on a tee and hit it to like a predetermined destination, and then you get into the golf cart and go to that predetermined destination and start the process over. It's not overly strenuous.
Same with snooker and golf or darts.
Yeah,
snooker, golf and darts. Like darts you
can do with a pint in your hand. Like that's how bad darts are.
They're all fat.
They're all fat. They all have beer bellies. They drink while they play.
Oh, they're living the dream.
Yeah, and they have like walkout music, and people are like, "Oh, should women be able to compete against men in darts?" And it's like, I don't see why not.
I wish you could drink and do jiu-jitsu.
You probably could.
Somebody would get damaged though.
Yeah, there's definitely like a very small niche market for there. Maybe in Dublin where you'd have a place. Jiu-jitsu.
Maybe in Dublin.
Maybe in Dublin, where you could have like a tap or two and have an open mat. There'd definitely be very niche.
Taps for the tap.
You know, like where bowling, there's like BYOB nights.
Yeah.
Just have that in your gym. If you want your gym to be successful, have BYOB. Bring your booze, open mat.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I imagine it might take off. To all like restarting jiu-jitsu gym owners out there and possible boxing gyms. Just basically,
boxing might be a bit more dodgy.
Yeah, well, people drink, they normally do get into a fight. At least their hands are wrapped and there might be someone to break up. Yeah.
There might be. Not necessarily. There just might be.
I don't know how we got from a woman sending her PT photos of herself in the underwear to a drunk night with boxing. But it kind of brings us on to our next story. Oddly enough, it was actually kind of nice segue, because our next story is about a nightclub that's going to be giving out GoPros to their customers so that they can remember their night after night of drinking. I imagine this boxing bar would probably need to do that because there might be people waking up with a concussion rather than a hangover after their drunken boxing night.
That would actually be fucking hilarious.
yeah. Well, I think in Thailand there's bars where you can go and watch people have Thai fights, but you can also participate in them. Where you can go, yeah, I'll get in there, and they just let people get in and have a white collar Thai boxing match against either some random person in the bar or else against they have Thai people Thai fighters.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get in against a Thai. You'd be like, yes, I'll try your sport.
Yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fucking win.
Yeah, because I'll knock the head off this little chap and he's tripping
Look at
up.
the size of him. He's tiny.
Yeah, smacking around the room. Yeah, but you can get, I think you can have white collar matches against other people in the bar. I know, it's a thing. So maybe the Thais are ahead of us. Imagine if they had GoPros, they'd have a lot of hilarious fights.
I'd say they would, yeah. This idea came from a nightclub in the UK where I imagine there is lots of fights.
Yeah.
There's a nightclub called, I don't know if it's ATIK or ATIK in Colchester. They've decided that they're going to rent out GoPros. They look like they're actually official GoPros, not cheapy rip-off ones. Actual GoPros to people going to the nightclub so that they can record their nights and watch them back so that if they black out, they know exactly what was going on.
Yeah, but are you okay, let's say you do get one of these GoPros and you don't steal it.
Yeah.
Are you going to actually watch that night? Because you're let's say you get in there at 10 o'clock and you leave at 3. That's 5 hours of footage that you're going to have to shift through in order to relive that night.
I was thinking about this, and I did come to a conclusion for one thing that would be useful with it.
And what would that be?
You know when I'm not saying that this happens even a lot, but I'm sure it has happened in the past, where somebody gets accused of doing something with somebody that they didn't do.
All right.
If you know what I'm kind of getting.
I know what you're getting at. I know you're hinted at there. Yeah, okay.
So if your whole night is being recorded,
well, and everyone else is being recorded too,
then you've got proof. Well, either person, either the situation that it did happen or it didn't happen, could be easily proven.
Yeah, and the other thing about that though, everyone's very well aware that they're also being recorded by not just each other, but do GoPros also record sound and
Yeah, GoPros record sound. Yeah.
Oh, so you'd be recording.
You can record conversations and
conversations
and everything will be included. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that might be a good thing if you were trying to prove in a court of law that they're hey, well, no, this was actually happened. Here's 2 counts of it, and there's also several people around with GoPros. Anyway, but you imagine that in nightclubs there are a lot of footage there. Okay, there's not usually sound recorded to them, but you can you probably would be picked up if you're in a nightclub on cameras.
Yeah, true.
And there is that thing about invasion of privacy. You're going to go into a nightclub and you're going to be going into the bathroom of a nightclub where you're going to be taking a piss with a load of other people who are recording you. It would lead people to do pranks.
It's probably why they're publicizing the fact that they're giving you the option of doing this.
Yeah, but okay, maybe you don't want to record your night, someone else does, but that person's going to be in the bathroom. People might be oh, I'm recording this night, I'm going to go do something really funny. I'm going to prank this person over here. They're not going to be too happy that they're being pranked. And they're oh, I'm just doing it for a laugh. And then a fight starts. That might lead to fights as well, because some lad thinks that they're having to laugh because they want to catch it on their GoPro, and the other lads have none of it. So
yeah, true. Yeah, that's also a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Remember when you used to go nights and you used to bring a camera with you?
Never.
Okay, I didn't do it either, but other people did. and you have to physically upload it to a computer to put on Facebook. And it used to take hours. It used to take, if you're there, you plug it in, and it just takes the longest time possible to actually download onto your computer, so you could upload it onto Facebook. And like half the photos that night, you didn't even go through. You're just like, ugh. Didn't like you don't even shift through any of them. It's like maybe 2 or 3 that you actually used.
Yeah, because usually photos that you take when you're drunk are fairly shite.
I remember the anticipation of waiting for people to upload photos, because obviously I wouldn't have brought a camera, but other people would, and you'd be like, oh, I have to wait now for that person to wake up after being severely hungover, plug their camera into their computer, and for them to wait till it downloads. Like, if you'd be like, oh, it might be like ready by later on that day, like the Sunday evening, they might have it done. It used to take that long.
Like, I always had, it was dread.
Oh yeah, there would be a little bit
dread
dread.
of somebody fucking uploading photos.
But yeah, because one thing I hate is there's a few types of people when you go on a night out, and the rememberers, as I'm going to describe them, are the worst type of people to be on a night out. You know, go, oh no, you did this last night, and they'll bring up all the embarrassing shit that you forgot you actually done on a night out.
That could be funny though.
No, a lot of times you're just suffering from the fear. I'll be like severely suffering from fear, going, oh, what the fuck did I do? And they'd be ringing up, and then especially if you had no recollection, you're like, no, I didn't. And then someone else confirms that, yeah, they can remember it too. It's like, why do you remember? That was safely gone out of my brain. I would have lived a lovely, happy life not knowing I did that.
Yeah, I know like a couple of people that like are the photo takers.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind the photo takers.
I don't like the photo takers.
But like,
photo takers are okay when photo takers are like
discreet.
Also, no, not discreet. Like when photo takers are also like drinking as heavily as you are.
Yeah. Well, the
photo takers that don't really drink are my issue.
Yeah. Well, I think the idea is now with this, the kind of done thing to do is, if you're going to put a load of night photos out, you send them to a group of people you're going up to, like in terms of if you're in a WhatsApp group or messenger group, and before posting them, because at least then you get an opportunity to person go, oh, do not post that photo of us, or because at least then, like, for whatever reason they don't want the photo posted, there's not this hideous photo. Because I remember like being tagged in my Facebook page. It's just horrendous photo after horrendous photo of me. It's just like, if I ever had,
I don't tag horrendous photos.
Yeah, I used to never. I still don't. I still have just like awful photos that were like posted, and you go, why did I not just delete this photo already? But yeah, I don't know if it'll be a good thing for that, because then you'll have like, you have the ultimate remember person. You have a video proof of what you did. I know you could also watch what you did, drink and had a sensible night, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, it's that kind of that thing where sometimes it's like when you're recording something as well, you're more likely to forget about it. Like your brain goes, oh, that job's taken care of.
Yeah, and like it's bad enough. Do you know when like you see, like you said, horrendous photos of yourself when you've been out drinking? That's bad enough. And then if somebody has a video, video,
usually it's like the audio is just awful, and it's people screaming in the background, or he's screaming in the foreground, and you can like, barely make out what people are saying, and it's just, and
like, you're doing something absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's just, and it's very like a shaky camera work at the best. It's like you have to squint to make it. Yeah, it's just awful. I often do wake up sometimes with videos of my phone, and like I press it, and like I'm like, what is this? So what was I recording here?
Did you ever wake up and then realize you've got photos on your phone that you didn't even know you had?
Yeah, I woke up with people's Snapchats on my that I didn't even know I had.
This happened. I woke up before. I had photos on my phone of like me and a few friends, and we had like taken. There's a band playing. We had taken like the band's mics and stuff off them, and we were like air guitar and shit on them when the DJ was playing. And we were like, "What?" And I was like, "Who the fuck took these photos? I'm in these. Who took these photos?"
I know, like you're counting all the people who were. Everyone's here who took these photos. Yeah, I've woken up.
Everybody's in this photo. Who the fuck took it?
I woke up with photos of myself on my phone with people I didn't even know who they are. Like I vaguely remember having a conversation, but I never knew we actually got into a photo with. And I'm like, who are these people? Why did I feel like I really needed to have a photo with them? Like,
yeah, I've gone to gigs before and like just met a lot of random people, got a lot of photos taken with them, and then gone to another gig maybe about 6 months later and seen that person and been like, oh look, there's the guy from the photo the last time, and have them come up and go, hey, you're the guy from the photo last time. And
yeah.
It turns out that like we both had equally horrendous photos on our phone of our first meeting.
Yeah, well, imagine having a GoPro video of that full conversation.
That would be fucking hilarious, though.
I imagine that they're going to lose from theft a lot of GoPros, though. That's the other thing, like financially, trying to make sure that.
I'd say you probably have to do something. Like you might have to like leave a copy of your ID or something.
Yeah, because like. Maybe, I would say maybe a copy of your ID. Yeah, or maybe like you have to leave your ID itself. You have to leave like whatever ID you had.
Or they do that thing the hotels do and they like pre-charge your credit card or your debit card.
Oh, yeah, and if it goes missing, 37 was belonging to such and such. Yeah, but it'd be interesting if it does take off, because there is that thing where everything has to be behind the lens now. Like, everything has to be captured. Like people are nearly quicker to record a situation than help out a situation. If something happens to somebody, people are running for their phones or running to help people.
Yeah,
and it's just it's that next step of doing that. It's like, let everyone record every part of the conversation of a night. And like, whereas, wouldn't it be better if like maybe we don't wear GoPros, we keep our phones in our pockets and
live in the moment
a bit, like. Chat to one another and like just enjoy the experience for what it is. That one time that we're probably going to forget about most of it anyway. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation that probably going to become more prevalent over the years.
I think that's one of the most depressing things about going to a gig at the minute. I know we haven't been going to gigs at the minute, but like,
yeah,
when you've got like just the entire crowd is just phones.
Yeah, well, my friend, she is a massive Foo Fighters fan, and we have seen Foo Fighters anytime they're in Ireland. We went to Foo Fighters, and we went up to Belfast. They're playing the Tenants Festival. She literally got her phone and recorded the entire gig on her phone, and did nothing but just record it. Like, that was the only thing she did that night. And I was like, why are you just not enjoying the fact that Foo Fighters are playing? Like, just enjoy the moment. Just, like, leave it there. Just don't think, like... And I was going to record, when I was at Metallica, I really wanted to record. Because some of the special effects that Metallica brought to it was incredible. I was like, it won't sound the same. The quality of this recording is going to be shocking. So I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm not going to record it. And lucky enough, a lot of their stuff went up online from the Slane.
Yeah, I will record maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be it. I'll take a few photos.
Yeah, there is that thing. I think it is proven that like as soon as you start recording something, your brain stops remembering the thing. I don't know if that's fact, but I think it's fact.
It's a shite talk fact.
It's a shite talk fact. We must move on. And something completely different than recording or gigs or festivals, because this woman will not be at another gig or festival for the rest of her fucking life. Good luck finding a babysitter. She's a woman that has broken the world record for the amount of babies given birth at one time. She had 10 whopping babies at the one time. God love her. She's a South African woman. I think she's from Italy, or she was living in Italy at the time, and the previous record was 9 babies, and that happened. I don't know. It was this June that happened. A woman gave birth to 9. But I remember a few years ago there was another one.
Yeah, it was this year that she gave birth to 9.
Yeah, so that happened in June. That woman gave birth to 9 babies. So I don't know. These lockdown babies seem to be multiplying. If if more research need to be done on that, or the fact that people are generally
Corona has caused a mutation
of multiple babies.
God damn it, Bill Gates.
God damn it. But like I think a few weeks ago we talked about my sister who was pregnant, and she had just given birth to a baby boy, and she was trying to name the baby, and she was like struggling to find a name for a baby. Imagine.
She come up with one yet?
Oh yeah, she did.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. And imagine doing that for 10 babies. You'd be like, whatever name anybody suggests, you'd be like, yes, I'll take it.
I think she definitely would have taken Mark then.
Yeah, she would have taken Ken. She would have just been like, depending on how many boys, girls she had. She'd have no other choice. Like, to name that many babies, like, all at once would be a chore in itself. She'd probably have to pick her favourite ones. So which ones will I actually breastfeed, and which ones am I sticking straight on the formula?
Yeah.
She's like,
what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm only going to pick my favourite ones, and I'm just going to breastfeed them. But yeah, she's like 37. When she gave birth to these 9 babies, and I only found this out recently enough. So, like, my mum's a twin, and we were always threatened. It's probably why barely anyone in my family have kids now. We're always threatened that twins run in the family, and it skips a generation. So, more than likely, one of us or one of my mum's twins are going to give birth to twins. And because that's how it worked. That's what we always believed. So like that's why none of us have kids. We're like, you scared us too much. What do you expect? Now, one of my cousins, who is my mom's twin son, had twins. So we're like, oh my god, this is actually true? This is proven to that theory. But they learned in the hospital that no, that's not actually true. It's not genetics. It's based off what age you are when you give birth to kids, and generally as you get older, the chance of having twins goes up. So the fact that like more and more people who are waiting as they get older to have kids, like we're probably going to see more and more bizarre births, or like twins, triplets kind of things. But like, she has a full litter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like one kid like destroys women's backs when they're pregnant. Imagine having like twins.
My man has friends. They had quads.
Yeah, was she able to walk with quads? Because
I don't know, but like it was extremely rare. Like they were, I think, only like the first or second set of quads born in this country.
Yeah, I think there were. Yeah, like there's even triplets are really, really rare. Like I think there's been.
Like, they were all over the paper, and they were on the news and stuff talking about how they had 4 babies. It's like, what the fuck?
I wonder if it was a wheelbarrow job there, pushing her around. We can create a conspiracy theory that people in Ireland, when they have more than twins, when they have triplets upwards, get pushed around in wheelchairs because they can't walk. Or pushed around in wheelbarrows.
Do you know what here's a question. What's the, like, gender breakdown of the 10 kids?
Do you know what? I didn't go into it. I think it might be 3-4. I think she had like 3 girls, 4 boys, or something like that. It isn't.
That's only 7, Mark.
Okay, 5. Like I said, I didn't look into it. I guessed.
Yeah, because I was just thinking. Imagine they're all going to hit puberty at the same time.
Yeah, I think it was a mixed litter. I don't know.
Mixed litter?
I don't know what you call that many kids. Or a group of babies.
Just babies.
You know how dogs have litters. Then there's pods for dolphins. There's packs for knackers, and Like, I don't
Okay.
know. But yeah, like, is there not like what group of babies are called?
There actually isn't one for 10.
Quintuple.
So one, right? So this is the way it works. So one baby is called a singleton.
Yeah.
2 is twins. 3 is triplets. 4 is quadruplets. 5 is quintuplets. 6 is sextuplets. 7 is septuplets. 8 is octuplets, and 9 is nontuplets.
That 10 is 10 babies. You got 10 babies.
Yeah, 10 is just a pack.
A pack of babies. A shower of babies. It's raining babies from your VJ.
Like, what the fuck would you call 10 babies? Oh, a nursery.
A nursery.
There you go.
A
nursery.
It gets kind of, that's a nice word. Nursery seems complete.
Yeah, so multiple babies are called a nursery, a mob, or a pack.
A mob of babies. A pack. See, I said pack, I think. A pack of babies.
A pack of babies.
Running wild and free.
Yeah, a nursery. Oh no, a gang. You can call them a gang or a tribe.
A tribe of it, yeah, gang.
But a nursery is the common name.
David Attenborough. There's a tribe of babies 1 and 2 Ballyfermot on tricycles.
Breaking up the place.
They learn fast on stuff like smoking, drugs, and how to do vandalism. I don't know.
How to do vandalism.
I don't know.
How to just be scaldy.
Skull bags. But yeah, that was interesting. Fair play to her. I'm pretty sure she's going to be talk about this for the rest of her life. About all the babies. And at least she doesn't have to have any more babies. Good luck finding a babysitter to her, though. I imagine that's going to be hard.
Wonder will she become as big a star as? Remember Octomom?
Yeah, you need to bring start doing tours with them, paying people to see them, because 10 babies, that's going to cost you.
Yeah,
that's an expensive thing to be, have 10 babies.
She's going to have to open a quickie mart.
Yeah, quickie mart. Yeah, exactly. She's going to have to buy an apartment building. Even just
imagine even trying to send they're all going to be the same age. Imagine trying to send them to college or even fucking school.
Yeah, school's going to be a fucking nightmare for her.
10 babies that you have to fucking pay for them to go to school.
Imagine their communion. I know we're destined that to Christian babies, but let's just presume everyone's Christian for this minute. Imagine their communion.
Where did you say she's from?
She's from Africa and she is living in Italy.
If she's from Africa, she's either a Muslim or a Christian, statistically speaking.
Yeah, okay, and she's living in Italy.
So, more than likely it's a Christian.
Yeah. So imagine their communion. That's going to be expensive. Imagine their aunties and uncles. Because, you give them... You're just not going to give any... Your aunties and uncles at that stage aren't going to give you shit. Because there's just so many of these.
Imagine the social welfare payments.
I'm sure there's people ringing up a phone-in radio show in Italy complaining about her.
Probably. Giuseppe Duffy is inundated with phone calls.
Giuseppe Duffy. Giuseppe Duffy, that's brilliant. Antonio Duffy.
Antonio.
Or it would be Donafi. Donafi. Would that be more Italian? Antonio Donafi.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name would be.
Yeah. Yeah, should we move on to idiots this week? And, okay, so this is part of the show. It's create for idiots, by idiots, and it's about people doing really dumb things. Now, the next story mightn't be an idiot of the week. Ken, kind of at a younger age, said he used to like this idea of reincarnation.
Yeah.
At a younger age, I used to believe superheroes were real, but they were just extinct. So, we all believe dumb things. And it's imagine living in the time of superheroes. That would have been amazing. And it's
Well,
like,
technically, there is a superhero. What's your man's name? Fucking that guy in Chicago.
oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's not a great superhero.
Gets the bollocks knocked out of him every week.
Yeah, a lot of times he is. Yeah, people know who he is because he has to train martial arts. People know, oh, that's that guy who goes around the gimp mask fighting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I guess fair play to him. He's like really into comic books. I can do this. He's been arrested so many times as well
Yeah, that's brilliant.
for assault. Yeah. But anyway, there's this new conspiracy theory going around TikTok about birthmarks, and most people have birthmarks. Most of them are just like a freckle somewhere, a beauty spot, and they mightn't have thought anything of them. Maybe I've got them checked out, make sure they're not sinister, maybe. But other than that, a birthmark's a birthmark. But in walks TikTok and conspiracy theories, and no, they're not actually just a birthmark. Birthmarks are an eye into your past, not your past life. That is, Ken, and
very good.
and they can tell you how you died in your past life. Birthmarks.
How you died?
Yeah.
And what if you don't have any birthmarks?
That means you just died a natural death.
Oh,
You boring fuck.
very good.
So the TikTok video was uploaded by a guy called Ty the Crazy Guy.
I'm definitely going to take fucking factual information from that guy.
And he kind of like looked like a guy who was auditioning for the Riddler in the TV series Gotham. He's just really, really eccentric and kind of weird, and he's really annoying.
Mental guy.
Mental, absolutely insane. So he begins to explain that about the afterlife itself, in case people had never heard of what an afterlife is or reincarnation. Then he went on to explain the various different birthmarks and what they mean about how you died.
Go on. So what do they mean?
Birthmarks are thought to be indication of how people died, which we already know. So basically, the first one
Thought to be by who? By him?
By scientists, Ken. By experts looking into a bra.
Okay.
So this is what the theory is. So it's not evidence, but it's a theory, and hasn't been proven, but it's a theory. So, like I said, if you have no birthmarks, it means you just died naturally and you're boring fuck. If you have a brown birthmark, which is quite common for most people to have some form of a birthmark, a brown freckle somewhere that's been with them since they're a child, then that means that you have led to being where the birthmark was, being either shot or stabbed.
Right.
So where that birthmark was led to your death in a previous life. So brown mark on your eyeball means that you died in your sleep. Red birthmark on your body means that you might have burned to death in a previous life.
This all seems a bit mental now.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I know people will get scar tissue after if they survive being burnt. I don't know if that would necessarily follow you into an afterlife.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
And then you like you said about the brown birthmark, and most people have brown birthmarks. I don't think that many people are stabbed or died on their arm. I don't think your forearm was a great indication of that's how you died, or like the body part that caused you to die.
Yeah, it wasn't like. What about people that died then?
Like heart disease is the most common death in the Western world for last 30 or 40 years.
What about like dying during operations and stuff? You're technically stabbed there.
Yeah. Well, how many people die in operations?
A lot.
Well, they die probably from something as surgeons are trying to save them from. It wasn't necessarily the death. Heart disease, for instance. Like, where's your birthmark for heart disease?
Yeah.
So the most specific one, and it's also the weirdest one, is one that it's kind of a light skin, patch of skin, like a circle of like white skin somewhere. This might be an indication that you were killed by a poisonous dart.
Oh, Jesus.
And if you have a birthmark on your genitals, you died in the sack, or of a sexual transmitted disease, basically, in a previous life.
So which birthmark do you fall under, Mark?
I think I have a spot on my arm, like a mole on my arm, a birthmark's inside there. It's covered up by my tattoo now, but like, so that means I died of my forearm or my knee.
Your forearm killed you.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a birthmark on my dick. I don't think I do. So I didn't die of a sexually transmitted disease. Luckily enough.
That's good.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
So you just died naturally born.
Yeah.
So one person thought this was a great theory, and I don't know how they came to their conclusion of this, because they said that they have a birthmark on the bottom of their foot. Yeah. So I think I died getting electrocuted, and it makes sense because I love computers and fish tanks. So I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, did you stand on a live wire and died? And I don't know how your love of fish tanks and computers are necessarily a correlation that, oh yes, I definitely got electrocuted.
Like, another thing that you have to think about as well is what makes a birthmark and not just a freckle.
I don't know. I thought it was genetic. I think it necessarily comes on your body. Like, you have it, like baby was born with like a mole on their face, let's say, or a spot on their face.
Yeah, like it's
there since birth. Imagine.
Yeah, but like a lot of time you have freckles that are there from birth.
Yeah, and I guess their freckles are considered birthmarks. Are they not?
I wouldn't consider a freckle.
I've never seen too many freckly babies. Like, most of us have freckles now that we didn't have a freckly. No one has freckly babies in Ireland, but plenty of freckly people in the summer.
Yeah,
in fact, Irish people don't actually tan. It's just all their freckles conjoined together to make it appear of a tan.
It's just burn.
Yeah, but like they just get more freckly and it appears of a tan. It's a fake tan.
It's fake tan.
Yeah, so that, like, would you believe? Do you think there's truth to this conspiracy theory, or do you think it's?
No, I think he's a lunatic.
Yeah, I think, like I said, he's idiot of the week. But like, it's just weird. Like, apparently TikTok has a lot of videos of reincarnation, and there's a lot of people who do believe. You often hear mentioned by sane people about their afterlife or about being reborn, and I always find it really weird because people will be, obviously, a lot of people in Ireland will be Christian, or at least raised as Christians in Ireland, but to believe other kind of weird subsects of religions like reincarnations was just very typical of like Hinduism, I think.
Yeah.
And it'll have like people talk about karma, which like, I don't know, I think that's also Hinduism.
Isn't it Buddhism?
Buddhism, maybe. Yeah, so you hear like these like crossover religions being mentioned into people, like into people's psyche, but it'll claim to be also Christian.
Yeah, like I don't understand people at all. People are just fucking stupid.
I can't wait until they bring out the multiverse of religions, where you realize that all religions are actually joined, and they all live in the same universe.
Like sometimes they tell you that already.
Oh, they've already brought out the multiverse theory, because some people hate multiverse in Marvel and DC, and some people are fans. So you don't know how people will take this.
Yeah, sometimes they'll already tell you that, like, if you ask like a priest or a bishop or something, like, is my friend fucking whatever their name is going to go to hell because they're a Muslim? They'll say no because they still believe in Jesus Christ.
What about my atheist friend? Definitely.
Yeah, your atheist friend's going to hell.
If he listens to the Shite podcast show, will I go to hell? Probably.
Yes.
That's more than likely going to happen. I don't know if the next guy's going to go to hell, but he definitely was lucky that he didn't go to jail, because he is the most unlucky drunk probably in the last 2 years, because he, after a night of heavy drinking, woke up in an Airbnb. Now, the Airbnb was being rented by cops.
Ah, yes.
This happened in Milwaukee when a drunk teen broke into an Airbnb and passed out, only to wake up in handcuffs and realise that, in fact, where he had broken into was being rented by, like I said, cops who were out of town, 3 out of town cops who were off duty. They were in Milwaukee for emergency vehicle training. Your man was 19 years old, and the cops woke up to find the back door was open and searched the house and found him passed out in one of the rooms.
What an idiot.
So the cops rang 999 and gone, hello, police. Yes, it is the police. Hi, we're also the police.
I'd like to report that the police have been attacked by other non-police police.
Okay, police, I'll be right with you. Yeah, so they rang 999 and explained the situation, that they found some guy in their Airbnb and they send down a squad car. And apparently, like, the cops were pretty sound about this because they didn't press charges against him, and they just basically gave him a slap on the wrist
And in the face.
Yeah, and it wasn't the first time that he had fallen asleep and woken up in places where he wasn't too sure where he was. This is a common occurrence for me. Like,
that's called alcoholism.
Yeah, have you had any friends that used to do that, where they used to pass out in random places and they used to wake up weird? You kind of have to keep an eye on them.
I know a guy who went missing after a night out, and when they went looking for him, they found him asleep in a ditch.
Yeah, I got a call once at like 3:30 at night. My dad was like, Mark, there's a guy sleeping in your car. And at this time, obviously, it was 3:30 at night. I was in town drinking myself. So I was drunk. I was like, well, get him out of my car. Why is he in my car? He's like, and I was like, why did you ring me? Like, and just warn me that there was a person sleeping in my car. Like, my sister had to move my car for me, and because it was blocking somebody in, and she forgot to lock it. And then obviously your man was going around, wanted somewhere soft to sleep, so picked an open car and fell asleep in my car.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So like he had a bit of a rummage through my glove box as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he take it?
No, the only thing that was there was condoms. I was a little bit embarrassed that my parents didn't bet my condoms. That was the only thing.
You could be just like, the bastard left no condoms in the car.
What are these?
Dad, what are these things?
Yeah. Why are these all out of date? Yeah, so local cops removed the teen from the property. He didn't face any charges, but was just cited by authorities and told him to watch his drunk behaviour.
Told to go home to fuck.
Yeah.
That happened once, actually. I remember me and my friend were up to some mischief in on the main street of a town before, and the guards just pulled up and were like, lads, did you just do what we think you did? And we were like, yeah. And the guards were just like, go home to fuck, will you?
What did you do?
I'm not going to say.
All right, fair enough.
I'll tell you later.
All right, yeah, tell us off air. See, I remember once being like, we were out drinking with my friends, and we were waiting for a lift home. We were sitting at a bus stop, and guards pull up and go, "What yous are doing?" And I felt like going, "Oh, we're on our way home. Like, we're at a bus stop. What do you think we're doing?" You're not going to make detective here. They're, all right. Show off. And I was like, all right, detective. You're not going to catch much criminals with this kind of questioning.
You know, this shoddy behaviour.
Yeah, anyway, you have an idiot of the week about kids that are caught cheating.
Yeah. Do they count as idiots of the week?
Last week you said, well, the kids are idiots.
Okay, right. Well, then, yeah, they're definitely idiots then. All right. So, so this teacher, he got sick of people, like blatantly knowing that people were cheating on his tests. Like they would all have the same fucking answers and shit. So he decided he was going to catch the students out. It was a university exam, so it was college exam. So he decided he was going to catch the students out. So what he did was, like 4 months before the exam, he got a teaching assistant to set up a profile on. Does he say what website it is? On Reddit, and ask a question, and then he responded to the question with complete and utter nonsense. Like he set up a fake profile as well. Responded complete and utter just drivel, and when he done the exam for 100 students, 14 of them gave word for word that absolute bollocks answer that he gave to a question. It was purposely a question that they hadn't covered in their course.
Yeah.
So the students that didn't cheat didn't answer it, or some of them wrote on it like, we never covered this or whatever. About 14 of them, word for word, wrote the absolute bollocks answer that he himself had posted on the internet.
I've two questions about this. One, okay, this wasn't on your course material, so if I was in college and a question came up that I didn't know, I'm going to Google the answer, especially for college. Like college is more for go out and find the answer yourself. So if you Google,
you've got in your exam situation, you've got no access. Well, you're supposed to have no access to your phone.
Oh, this is an exam situation.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It wasn't just like a project that you were told off.
Yeah, no, like it wasn't just like an assignment thing. It was like they're doing an exam, and some students would ask him or whatever about this. We didn't cover this, and he was like, "Okay, just right, we didn't cover this."
All right.
And the students that didn't cheat got 100%.
Yeah.
Regardless of like whether they got one question right or they got them all right. He gave them full marks. He gave them a full A. But the students that wrote the absolute bollocks answer from the internet, they got 0.
Did you ever get caught out when you were in school about copying people's homework or anything like this?
I used to be smart about it.
Yeah.
So like if I was copying somebody's homework and they got, say there was 10 questions and they didn't get an answer for question 2, I wouldn't get an answer for question 2 and question 5.
All right.
So I'd never make it obvious. Like I would leave out or deliberately get another question wrong.
Yes, it doesn't look like
so the teacher would be like, "Oh, like the answers to some of these questions are fairly similar, but clearly didn't copy off this person because he's taken. He got this question wrong too."
We used to all copy off the one person, and okay, it's no surprise that he was Asian, but he was Asian. Okay, he was a complete stereotype.
Was it maths?
It was maths, yeah. And if it was like particularly hard question that we couldn't do, and we didn't bother like spending too much time to it, we would just all go in the next day and we go to him. Hey Pat, can we have the answer to last night's homework? Did you be able to whatever question? This is this and this. But our maths teacher used to get us to write out the answers to the question on the board. So like one of us would have to put out our answer for our homework, and realized that. And then she used to go around all the class to see that who had the right answers, and realized half the class had the exact same wrong answer. Had done the equation the exact same but wrong. And it was like, all right, what the fuck's going on here? And realized, like, all right, who's the most likely people to cheat here? we all learned off one person in the class. Like, oh, we thought we could trust you. So
yeah, like, the only thing it was only chemistry that I used to like kind of copy.
Yeah, well, like genuinely, I believe it or not, I used to be good at maths when I was in school. I'm hopeless at it now, as this podcast well documents.
4 and 3 adds to 10.
Yeah, well, I was kind of yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. 7 and 2 then. Whatever. I know that's 9. Did that on purpose. But yeah, we like. I would sometimes maths, and maybe I don't know if there's a whole lot of a lot of times I would be like, if I didn't have it done, I'd be like, couldn't do it because I didn't know how. Play it. I don't know.
I used to like never do PE either.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think I ran weird, and I used to have really long curly hair, so my hair went really back because I didn't obviously tie it up for it, and I used to just go, I'm not going to try.
Because tying it up wasn't cool when you were young.
No, God, no, you get bullied. Problems are girls. No, we used to, I used to hate PE until we started doing tag rugby, and tag rugby used to be just, because it used to be either tag rugby or soccer or football, whatever you want to call it yourselves. And like me and my friends all hated soccer, and so we were like, oh no, we'll go on this. It used to be just literally me and my friends and maybe 1 or 2 other people. So there was like just us running around the field, like. So I used to think that was good.
Like we used to just do, it was football or basketball, and I fucking hated both of them. And I was like, I don't want to do this.
I tried to get onto my basketball team when I was in secondary school after never ever playing or watching a game of basketball in my life, or really understanding the rules of basketball.
Not much has changed.
No, not much has changed at all. I didn't get it though.
I wonder why.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know how we got into playing basketball or sports in school. Don't cheat, kids. We're out of time, so we're probably going to leave it there for our show. We'll be back next week.
Same show.
Yeah.
Same channel.
Yeah, exactly. And we will talk to you next week.
Good luck.
Shut up and sit down.